Jake, what you doing? This is that big. I told you. I mean, you have flood. I ain't got a rating yet. I've been here 5 years. It rained weather.
He will stir up something and leave you. He'd be the one peeping through the door.
He's a trail man.
Oh, he's correct. Y'all live next door. It's always something.
I just wanted me and him to get beat up in the port.
Used to before.
About 3.
It used to be crazy. He was always pulling something.
Man, we,
Pulling him work.
I know he told you about the shoe shining, didn't he?
I don't know. He tells me something.
I'll tell you later.
Pulling him work. He called it all the time. We always missed
What's he do? You gonna get up here and stay?
He wait on me.
Call us to meeting in order. This is a regular monthly meeting of Jeff Davis County Board of Commissioners. Steve, if you would lead us in the case, please.
Lord, we do thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity we have to come together at a time to go over this business meeting and do the things, Lord, that we pray will be pleasing to you, to make decisions for our communities, our county. We ask, Lord, that you just bless our country leaders, bless our city government, our county government. Lord, just take charge of this meeting and Lord, let it be done in a way that will be pleasing to you. Of course, in Jesus' name we do. Amen.
Then you got questions?
You start off.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the February 17th meeting. Motion made, Steve second, all those. Next, we got it, administrative report, Doug.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, the audit for fiscal year 2013, the auditors have completed the field work, and the audit will be finalized by March 31st of this year. In today's mail, we received notice from the Department of Transportation on with a notice to advertise 2 projects. The Transportation District had 1 project that was moved up for 6 roads. Those will be going in the paper this week, and the bids will be opening on the 22nd. We're also bidding out the TIA discretionary funded projects, the 2 road projects, which is the Oakland Church Road and the Alcohol School Road. Those will be bid out at the same time, also be open on the 22nd. And that'll be our task for the next 5 weeks. The Recreation Department, there's been some discussions between the board, the advisory board for the Recreation Department, their staff, and our staff about the concession activities for the upcoming season, the rest of this year. After some discussions, there's been some preliminary work to lease the concessionary activities to the Dugout Club. I'd like to have the board's permission to negotiate an agreement with the Dugout Club for them to provide the concessionary activities as a fundraiser for their portion of it, and basically help reimburse us for some of the light costs. And for the rest of this year, it's a win-win for us, for our staff, and for the Dugout Club as well. So if, I'd just like your permission to negotiate that lease arrangement with that organization.
I think it's gonna be kind of unjust with the Dugout Club, Lucas Club, is that right?
Yes, sir.
I don't have a problem with that, but the board does, we work out some kind of agreement with it.
If we're going to lease it to somewhere, someone or to different clubs, we don't have to announce it and give anybody that would want a shot at it. I mean, can we pick it like that?
You probably would if it wasn't affiliated with the school system. Or the rec department.
I would in this situation since it's a, on this type of business operation, we could, this one organization, and have to put out a bid in
Yeah, I know we're not going outside and it's still affiliated with them.
Right.
And I got no problem if you check it out and make sure by law that we don't have to bid it out or let, anyone affiliated with the school system or the recreation department to be able to bid on it. If we don't have to, then I got no problem with it, but I wanna make sure by law that we,
For the amount that we would be losing it out for, which would basically just help cover the right cost, it would be it's almost would be de minimis, and but I'll get with the county attorney and make absolutely sure.
well, what I'm scared of, and what I'm saying there is, what if the swim team said, well, we'd like to done it?
Right.
And then, somebody else, if you want somebody to take it, probably nobody wants it. But then if we turn around and let one group have it, then everybody else, and that's where I'm coming from. So, I mean, I may be off base, but,
No, it's a legitimate concern, we'll look into that, and, because I do know the swim team, when they have their functions, they do some concessionary activity.
yeah, they nobody worked no harder than they do. They paid a lot, they raised a lot of money on their own and everything else. I mean, they may not even, I just thought of them right off my hand, but I know how hard they work. And they so many of them, I think they're like 60-something on it.
I think what it was all three of us gonna work in conjunction, I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But I think all three of us gonna work in conjunction with each other on how they're gonna do that.
I don't know.
But I don't know that.
Because it's gonna have to be from April to August, wasn't it?
Yes.
And so one might not want it that whole time. You know, and they could, like you said, the swim, they would
Yeah,
work
but then if we
together.
don't, we need all three names, where there's one starts, and then they don't want it all year, another one moves in there. If we vote on it and say they can do it, then we need to know who all gonna be able to do it, so they don't let somebody else just come in because they get tired of it.
Well, I think Deb was working on something.
Yeah, what is the, get the board's consensus to work out a lease arrangement with either this group or other groups, and then the message would have to be, the group that does this, would have to involve the children, would have to be parents, and they'll have to have the operation for the entire season. They can't start it and then stop it. But we'll be willing to work with, basically, any group that's committed to the youth of the community and the programs.
Like if somebody working in the rec department and got burnt by grease with french fries, then we would be covered. Or if these is outside parents,
They would have to have their own insurance. That would be part of this, right? They would have to have their own liability insurance for any accidents that take part. That will all be included in the lease operations.
The next item on the agenda is approve the financials.
They've been included in your packet. You have the February budget versus actual report. You've got the fund balance, basically $1.8 million in the general fund, and you see the remainder of the smaller accounts. And that's submitted as part of the overall financial reports.
Got a motion?
I made a motion.
All vote. Next on the agenda is Ms. Sheila Marshall, who is recognized as the 4-H student. Ms. Sheila.
I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to be here, and tonight we're recognizing Chandler Underwood. She is the 11-year-old daughter of Chad and Autumn Underwood, and she's a 5th grade 4-H'er. This is her second consecutive year that she has won the Grand Champion Market Hill at the Georgia National Junior Livestock Show in Perry. She won this back in February, and she is the first person in 50 years to accomplish that 2 years consecutively. So we're very pleased with her accomplishment. We just want to give y'all an opportunity to meet her and to recognize her for what she's done. She's also our 5th grade 4-H president, and she participated in the pork production project as part of her DPA project, and she's also a member of our poultry judging team. So very active 4-H member and very accomplished, and we just want y'all to have an opportunity to see her and to meet her tonight.
Well, we need a picture with all
Yes,
this.
I brought my camera, if y'all let us do that.
We want to be sure and get her in here.
maybe you know how you break the record, you go back and win it next year.
That's right. She's already broken one.
Y'all wouldn't go stand with her, we can just kind of
Do we all stand here or what? Or let her stand?
We'll try to come up here and stand. Mr. Jefferson.
Won't get rid of it.
She's almost as tall as I am.
Okay, one more.
Look this way, Steve.
I'll take 50 to get one good.
You look at the floor.
That's what I like.
We got to get them out, all those maybe.
You don't, you can't get one.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for y'all's support.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We didn't vote on it. That's what we did, right?
Next on the agenda, we got Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne? Back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, board. First, I want to say congratulations to the young lady. I like to hear that from our young people, said Jeff Davis. I'm here asking for some money from our SPOS fund to go ahead and concrete in front of the gym from the beginning of the porch all the way out to the road. We're asking to use $4,500 that would, to pave it, and it would get rid of all the water, get rid of the drainage that's up there. And I think I spoke once about how that water, it, just pools there, and once the rain goes away, something happens to that water, I don't know. But anyway, it'll take $4,500 from the porch itself out to the road to drain that water off. And that's what I'm asking the board to allow us to do tonight.
How big area is it?
It was given to me. The only thing I know is the entire porch, where the columns are, the concrete porch. Okay. I'm getting nervous now. It's anywhere from about right here, excuse me, y'all. Well, see, Dwayne, you should have been prepared, okay. But anyway, it's almost double the size of this from here to there. It's double.
It's about 30 feet wide.
Yes, I mean,
About 30 to 40.
at least. And he wrote it down, they wrote it down, and just.
Did you only get one bid on it?
That's all we had. But they're gonna concrete, put the, rebar and all that in it, and shoot it where it would actually run it off. I thought it was a pretty good amount, so we didn't go into anything else except that.
Did you check with anybody on paving that, or you're not talking about it?
This is paving.
You
Oh,
talking
you meant outside.
about concrete now or asphalt?
This is concrete. Yeah, we're not looking to asphalt the whole yard. We're looking to concrete just that in front of the gym, all the way out to the road. The other part, we was planning someday to put bumpers like what cars park, because we know we won't be able to asphalt it and put those bleachers inside out of the amount that we've been allotted. So we're looking to do that with the bleachers, but outside with the bumpers, eventually we're gonna raise and put where we can do our parking. But in front of that building, we just need to move, the water and the mud out the way.
Mr. Chairman, I think, have y'all got the 4,500 in the SPOS money built up
Yes.
now? Okay, all right. Then, I think that being it's county money, we've always had to bid thing, and that, measure it all, and mail it out, or either put it in the paper for people to come by and get a list, and let them bid on it, and then come and bring the sealed bids here, and we open them, and then I got no problem with it. But if you let somebody do it, and being we spending county money, we supposed to bid it out.
Okay.
And is that correct? And I think we would, somebody come up and say, well, I didn't get a chance to do it, and they'd just be telling me. So,
Okay.
if, you know, if you want to measure it, or if you want, Tom and I to meet you or Reginald or anybody one day there to say how many feet wide, how many feet long, then Mr. Doug write up a bid list, being 4 inches thick with rebar, you know, everything that you want in it. And then we take and run it in the paper for 2 weeks, and then the bids come in 7 days after 2 weeks, and then, you know, 1 week, and then we at our next monthly meeting, we can open it and then grant it, and then get it done.
I appreciate that. All right, thank you.
Would that be good?
Yeah,
Everybody?
we'll get back with you on that, Wayne. You might want to consider asphalt, some of that stuff, you might get a little better deal instead of the concrete. They do the same thing, it's just, we can do the grading, the county can do the grading.
All right.
It's just something we need to think about.
All right.
But we'll get with you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bid on concrete and bid on asphalt.
Next on the agenda, Tom, was gonna give us a road symptom report about four-way stop sign.
Yes, out on First Street and East Palm Street, there's an intersection there, people fly through real fast, and the people out there was wanting to put up a four-way stop. And in doing this, this is one of the procedures, we got to bring it before the board to, and then we got to do a count, like a 4-hour count, 1-hour count.
Right, we have, under the bug cap, we have to do an engineer, we'll have to have an engineer's, study done on that intersection. There's 4 or 5 more, they're called warrants. Basically, you have to satisfy so many of those criteria before you can put a traffic, control device up in that area to change it. And they always, there's a 4-hour, 4-day-hour, 4 total traffic. So it'd be, we'd have to give an engineer pay the cost of it, come in and do a design study for that city. So it'd be costly for that.
It's East Camilla,
East Camilla.
Camilla and First Road, I think.
That's
East
what I said.
Camilla and First Road. And there's a stop on the East Camilla,
Yeah.
you know, that way. And they asked for one to come on First Road
Right.
because of people flying through there. And they also wanted a slow moving, children's sign.
I've got.
Somebody requested it.
Uh-huh.
We can do the slow moving, the children's.
Children play.
Preston's house, for nice guy.
I've got them ordered actually, I just ain't got them.
Rose Wood.
Okay.
Yeah, right
They've
there.
asked me a couple of times about it, so
Run across 2 miles, fish pond there.
it comes back, you know, where Rolls Press Creek on the corner, it's right there.
That's all I got on that.
And then, but don't you have to run it in the paper once they decide to do it?
Well, once you, right, you have to have the engineer study done first, and then you have to advertise that you're gonna have a change in that area, you have to have signs out there that within a certain period of time, it's, there's gonna be a new stop sign up there, that way, someone that's been driving here for 40 years, and there's not gonna stop sign, he just doesn't run through it.
Okay, but now some of the people that's on the straight road don't want to stop, if they challenge it,
That would be, if it passes the warrant test, and once we advertise it, then commissioners would have to vote, and you would take all the comment whether you do it or not do it.
See, both of those roads are dead-end roads.
Like, I don't know the roads that.
It's not like you going 40 miles on one road, each one of them dead ends.
So they take off up at, one Magnus house and go across that pond. While they,
We just need to check on the legality of it, see what we gotta do, make sure we do it right.
anything else?
Tom, I want to talk to you about something else. While we're on these doggone potholes, we've had this discussion 500 times. I followed those boards again one day this week, same thing, they got 3 holes, they fill up 2 and leave the other. What's your suggestion?
I reckon I have to follow from now on, just, I mean,
Well, it don't make sense. If you got 3 potholes there, why you want to fill 2 of them up, leave the other one, then go on down the road and patch another one? Then skip 1 or 2 and go on down the road and get another one.
I've actually got Mr. Wayne, I've started painting circles around them, maybe that'll help them see them. But
to help them stay at, talked to Doug about a fiber plate tank, something a little bit more.
We need a whacker, or what you call it. We need one, no doubt about that. But it just don't make sense to me, if you're gonna go do a job, finish it, I mean, don't fill up part of it and leave the rest of them. It don't make sense to me.
It don't make sense to me, we still putting asphalt.
That's
And if you dig them out with hoe diggers a little bit, the city's done food dust and concrete, where they put concrete across where the old nursing home used to be here and everything. If we would take and buy some sheet metal, maybe, no, we may not get but 15 done in one day. Because we gotta lay the metal there, and you can't, I mean, we put that wet cement under it, and then turn around and put a piece of metal on top of it, where they won't run through it and squash it out, and let it dry for 2 days and go back and pick that piece of metal up, that hole won't come back in there.
Everyone I've seen comes back, especially after it rains, it's right back like.
But that's why we putting that, and all we do is putting it in there and running over it. We're not tampering it, we're not heating it and beating it.
And it's not cleaned out, the hole need to be cleaned out before we fill up asphalt.
Well, the water's that deep in it now, and you go there and get the water out of it, then that means the soil's that solid. And you put it in there, and it's just gonna be like a sponge. I mean, that's just common sense.
Well, let's see what we can do about kind of improving that end of the road thing. The same thing about the covering up these holes where the dirt road goes back into the highway, where all the holes are. Now, they have, the last couple of weeks that you and I talked about, they are doing somewhat better on that. But they'll just fall in the hole and dry right on off. Fill it up while you're there. You got the road running, you ain't gotta get off the tractor. Go ahead and fill it up. So if you would try to take care of that.
There were some places on Elizabeth Church Road that had, like as long as this table, we just hole after hole, and over there on Preston Lawn. And I don't think filling up the hole is gonna work right.
They went to put some in the other day when it was raining, and it just, it won't stay with us. They dig right back out that same way. If it's there, it get wet, and it's wet, it just won't. But it's gotta be a dry day before that.
Anyway, do what you can. Next on the agenda, we got set a date, designated the date to remember and recognize the veterans who are recipients of the Purple Heart.
May 26th is Memorial Day. November 11th will be Veterans Day.
Would they want memorial or
They
veterans?
didn't really say, they just left the commissioners to set a date for the veterans. But we'll actually be closed on the 26th of Memorial Day, so we're gonna have them on. We'll be up on the flag pole.
Well, they have the memorial service, you know, there on that day anyway.
They'll probably be appropriate.
They probably designated. We just need to set the date, then let it be on Memorial Day.
Not that we,
That all right?
or just,
Need a motion then?
And information from Memorial Day service?
Would always be a Thursday. You have a second?
Motion.
Next thing, I'm gonna turn the meeting over to Wayne, talk about conflict of interest on the CDBG grant. Grant, apply for the grant.
The CBD grant that we have got there on Hattonstall Road, when you get a CBD grant, you can only apply every 3 years. And we have took and went, I reckon approximately 3/4 of a mile, and the 3 years is up. We've applied again and see if we can get another one. Ray excused himself because he's got property that owns it, that comes up to it and next to it and be there on the road. So that's why he's excused himself, where somebody can't say that he's wanting to pay because he's got land there side of it. On the CBD grant, you can only get one in lower lower income places, you can't just apply for a CBD grant. Some people didn't know this, and that's why I'm saying it in the meeting. There where those trailers are and on down the road where those trailers are, they were qualified. And that's why we're taking and wanting to be able to get another one and hook on where we quit and go on down as far as the grant to go. So I'm asking that this time, it says approve or deny whether or not that we apply and to get the 2014 CBD grant. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion.
Have a second. The one that made the motion, Horatio said. All in favor
That's to get the grant.
to get the
But I
grant?
thought we had already applied.
We have applied.
We've applied for it, but then we have to take and make a
We
motion.
had to hold up
to-
because
yeah.
of this. Gotcha.
So we got a motion, we got a second, so it's on the table now. Then, so, all the yeas? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, you'll have to sign a letter stating that the conflict was discussed and that the chairman excused himself and he's going to excuse himself from any future events. There's a letter that's been prepared to DCA, certify that. It was a copy of the packet. There's also 2 votes coming up based on that CDBG grant that we'll have to do while the chairman's out of the room, because these are part of the contract that's already been bid out for specifications for a consultant services and for engineering services for the CDBG grant that we've put out there. Those are the next 2 agenda items. We've received, we advertised for consulting services. The deadline was this past Monday. We received 2 consulting contracts, requests for our qualifications. And they've been read by 3 independent readers and scored. And we'll have to take a motion to approve one of those 2 consultants. And then the next agenda item will be we had 4 engineering respondents for the advertising. So we'll have to go ahead and do that when the chairman's out, because he won't be able to vote on any of these.
Anything that has anything to do with this project, even if after we get started with it and do award it or whatever, he would, need to have anything to do with it because of the conflict. So you said that we had 3 consultants.
We have 2 consultants. We have ALGA, which is Chair Adams? Davis. Okay. And we also had Bob Robertson from Moultrie, Georgia. Myself, Sherry, and Judy Sellers independently read these and scored them based on a criteria sheet that was provided with the advertisement about set specifications and the contract, the qualifications that were best was for ALGA. In fact, they had a perfect score of 24, where Mr. Robertson had a score of 20, and that was the consensus score across the 3. So our recommendation of the reviewers was that we award the consulting contract in 2014 CDBG to ALGA, and once that's decided, we'll go on to the engineering section.
Yeah. All right, y'all heard Mr. Doug's report back, how Union Miss Sherry scored it, and LVGA got the highest score, and I'll put both of them on the table, and that way that we've been recommended by ADLGA from Doug, and that's what I would recommend. But then if someone wants to take and say that Ms. Davis, if not, I'm gonna put that on the table now for a motion.
I make a motion to go with the high school.
Okay, everybody vote.
Okay. We have 4 engineering services responding: Hostetler and Associates, Carter Sloop,
Carter who?
Slope.
Okay.
Watkins and Associates out of Tifton, Georgia, and Ingram and Associates out of Tifton/Macon, Georgia. Again, the same three reviewers independently reviewed these. The high score was Hofstadler with 24. Carter Slope got 21. Watkins and Associates lower score, and Ingram a lower score. So our recommendation is to award the engineering architect for the CDBG project to Hofstadler and Associates.
What was this score?
24.
Y'all heard what Mr. Doug reported, and Hofstadter got the highest score with 24 out of 24. And he told the one that got the lowest and the others in between. So I'm gonna put on the table that we do Hofstadter if we have a motion. Steve second, made the motion, all in favor?
That's all the issues that deal with the conflict of CDBG.
That's all at this time, and everything has been done, then we'll ask Ray to come back in the meeting and turn it back over to him. Thank y'all. Yep.
Next time on the agenda is to ratify the E911 contract.
Yes, I was approached by the Sheriff's Department, the 911 operator. They were having a significant problem with the CAD system that they purchased last year. It wasn't working on our multiple station system. Basically what it was only one of the operators could work doing one time on the computer, the rest were having to do on pen and paper. And that just, there was real safety issues there. Easy 911 is basically is a consultant that's pretty much predominant in the whole southern part of the state right now. They're putting in a new system in Montgomery County, and they've got a system in Tripoli County. I called references in Montgomery County and Johnson County, and got excellent references on their system. I called, since we were in a situation where there was some potential safety issues with our system being down, I called the commissioner, told the commissioner, got 3 yes votes on this contract, go ahead and proceed with it. It's a $49,000 contract, half of it payable up front, and then the remainder of it be paid the next fiscal year. And went ahead and proceeded with it to do the contract, and I did the ratification at the actual board meeting of this contract.
I was one of those that he called and explained it to me and told me where you called and checked on the other, and that it was in their budget and they working on it, so I'll make a motion that we'll set it and go on.
Got a motion, got a second.
Second.
All vote. Next thing is approval of Georgia Fund 1 resolutions.
In reviewing the general ledger, we realized that we had $74,000 in a pool account, investment pool account with Georgia Fund 1. It's been sitting there for a while, and what we need to do is adopt a resolution to change, to update the signatures. Whenever you make a change on who's going to be the signees to withdraw the money or to add money, we have to have a change. So to put the chairman, myself, and the clerk on that, this is a resolution basically saying that Jeff Davis County has a fund, and that we're just going to be changing the, the honest with you, we don't even know who the 3 signees are at this point in time. We're just going to update it, get the current configuration in there, so we can draft money back down to our account, so we have access to that money. And the total amount now is $74,490.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that the three signatures will be Miss Sherry, Doug, and you, and that we take and go ahead and change this over and get this, written what I say in our hands, but and the power that we can do with it. That's my motion.
We got a second on that? On the second, Steve, all look. Our next one is discuss the striping contract. You want to elaborate on that thing? That's what I don't want to talk about. Go ahead, Doug.
All right, back at some point last year, I didn't read the commission, the county has put 34 miles of road on 8 county roads to be striped under the Federal Safety Highway Act. This will bring about $228,000 with no contribution from the county. There was a list of 8 roads that had been submitted sometime back in 2012. In June of 2013, we had right-of-way certification come in and utility certification, and we saw those were signed off on back at that point in time. Somewhere around the end of October, beginning of November, the county received a contract with those old roads from before that, those same 34 miles. There was some discussion at that point in time whether we could add roads or not roads, and I understand the previous administration looked into that. And there were some roads that, at that time, needed a little bit more. There were some roads that had already been striped, that had already been resurfaced, that the county borrowed money on to do that. Unfortunately, once the contract was submitted in November and sent off, we can't add or change. We don't take roads off of that. I verified that the roads that were on there that had been restriped were striped with just regular paint, not thermoplastic. So it's, our basic situation is this: we can't add any new roads to that striping contract in November. All we do is deduct. And since the roads that Tom and I verified that are on there that have been restriped, we got with paint. Since it's going to be a federal highway safety project, there's no county money involved with it. It's our recommendation to just go ahead and proceed with it. I know there was some miscommunication that happened sometime last November where some commissioners thought they could new roads on there or something of that nature. Of course, I can't speak to that because I wasn't here about that, with those discussions. But it's in the best interest of the county to proceed with the contract the way it is and put the thermoplastic down on all those roads. And then there is a situation, and I'll have to bring it back to commissioners. A couple of the roads tie into the roads that were needed. Corson Road is one, and what was the other?
Where we're going to pay on discretionary money, a mile on Oakland Church Road. From there on to the crossroad, it needs it, which is 18. The W.E. Corson across it needs it, and it's 1.6. And then Hammond Powell, where W.E. Corson quits, and from there to the Appleton County line is 1.8. So we're only talking, when they hear striping the Oakland Church Road, that they can go on straight. They just quit at the Alamo Road and quit at the John Road, you know, when we go over and be in a line. And those roads were on the list to get changed because we knew we'd done 268 and one of the other ones, Mathis Road or something, that we had took off, but because 268 was 11 or 12 point something, 11 and a half miles, 12 miles, and then Mathis Road was, I think, 10 miles or something. But, so once, what we was asking there, that when they come to pay that, let them go ahead and give us a price. They got to strike that part they're gonna pave anyway, what it would be to do that other approximately 3 miles and 2/10, something like that.
And when we do that, I want to spread that back for future action by the board. That's just kind of.
Well, I can tell you that stripe is spent, but what happened on that thing was about 2.5 years ago, they sent us this thing for us to send in to do stripe. Well, we sent it in. We ain't heard nothing from nobody now in over 2 years, and then November last year, all of a sudden, we get this contract in the mail where we can, that they're gonna give us this money to pay this road. Well, during the meantime, see, we pay the Niceville Road, which is 12 miles. And when they paid it, they striped it. So see, we took that striping, that amount of money, they wrote on these striping again, although it's in that paint, not the thermal.
You can't even see the center line, it's right.
And that's why we can't add the other road. That's what we're gonna do, take it off and add the other road, we can't do that, so that's the situation we in there. It just takes them so long to act on something, do something, that everybody dead and gone, and something comes up. It's kinda like the bypass, and all of a sudden, after 15 years, they come up and wanna build a bypass there.
Bridge over like that.
Yeah, so that's what you come into with that. Next, we're going into executive session, to discuss personnel. Got a motion? Second, second. All vote. Y'all would excuse us? It's made, meeting adjourned.
We had two this morning, and I left the house. I know.
It's gonna be Thursday.
How about that, that's like 08 thousand? Intake.
You gonna be in your suite tomorrow?
What time is
Yep.
it?
I gotta check on to see what that.
08 model truck, intake, all that good. Things would be good. More work. More work.
I'll
try to see y'all Wednesday night.
I'm gonna try my
Okay, we'll
best.
be looking for you.
If this rain to get out working. I've had a gas
It's recording now. Just do it live.